My name is Umakanthan Kavin, and this summer I worked on the gas and bubble therapy project with David Lee, Robinson Seda, John Petrie, under Dr. Joe Bull. Gas and bubble therapy is a new cancer treatment based around the occlusion of blood vessels by microdroplets. These microdroplets contain DDFP, and are coated with an albumin shell. The DDFP is in liquid form, but because the body is at a temperature higher than its boiling point, these droplets are superheated and ready to vaporize. The DDFP droplets are then injected into the bloodstream where they can freely circulate. They can even reach the blood that flows through tumors. An ultrasound machine can then be used to selectively vaporize droplets present in the tumor vasculature. The vaporized droplets expand and occlude the tumor blood vessels, blocking off blood flow and starving off the tumor. My project this summer was to see how these droplets flowed through small vessels in their unvaporized state. Ultimately, I wanted to see which droplet sizes could make it through a certain sized vessel. To do this, I had to first create a microfluidic device that could simulate small blood vessels. Here's the device I designed. So this is where the droplets come in, then they flow through the channels, some of them getting caught, and eventually they make it to the outlet where they can be collected. And here's a close-up of the channel setup. And here's a closer close-up of the channels. And this close-up shows the channel size. I used 4 different sizes: 7 micron, 10 micron, 15 micron, and 25 micron. And so I etched this design onto a silicon wafer and cast a gel mold over it. After making the devices, I had to create a constant pressure gradient that would drive the droplets through the channels. I used a gravity-driven flow setup. This setup creates a constant pressure gradient equal to the density of the fluid times the acceleration due to gravity times the height difference. Now the ultimate goal of this experiment was to see what came out on the other side and compare the size distributions of the droplets before and after the filtering. So here are the size distributions of the droplets collected after the first run. The x-axis represents the size of the droplets in microns, and the y-axis represents the number of droplets of that size. The red line is the unfiltered sample. The green line represents the sizes after the droplets were run through the 25 micron filter. The purple line is the 15 micron filter, blue is 10, and orange is 7. Now, because the concentration of droplets varied from sample to sample, it skewed the plot quite a bit. This is why the 15 micron has more droplets collected than the 25 and the unfiltered. It simply had a higher concentration of droplets. The big thing to see here is the drastic change from the 15 micron filter and the 10 micron filter. The plot changes entirely. If we look at a normalized plot where the concentration of the droplets are made the same, we get a better picture. Here we can see a gentle push from the unfiltered to the 15 as less and less large-sized droplets make it through. In the 10 and 7, however, almost all of the large-sized droplets don't make it through, and the distribution is made up of mostly small-sized droplets. I believe this is partially because the filters did their work and were clogged with larger droplets, only allowing tiny droplets to flow past and preventing those that would otherwise make it. Because of this, it was very difficult to determine the exact cutoff size of droplets that could make it through the 10 and 7 micron channel. The next step of this experiment is to see if we can use these same microfluidic devices to isolate a narrow distribution of size. The setup would be to run droplets through the 10 micron filter and weed out the large droplets. Then we'd use the 7 micron filter to let the small ones pass through, then reverse the flow on the 7 filter to collect the occluded droplets on the inlet side. This would hopefully lead to a distribution of droplets approximately between 12 and 9 microns. I've gone through the first steps, now I just need to make sense of the data. I'd like to thank David Lee, John Petrie, and Robinson Seda for helping me out and for being awesome lab mates. I'd also like to thank Dr. Joe Bull for being a great advisor. Thank you, and that is all.
Yeah! When an apple by, people be looking like, damn, he fly. Chocolate to the beat, flowing through the channel with my DDFP. Yeah! This is how I roll, superheated core, out of control. I'll be in shell to stabilize, maybe add some PG to functionalize. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. I blow out. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. I blow out when I roll to the spot, yeah. This is what I see. Okay. I get hit, I get covered by that ultrasound beat. I get consumed really fast, and I ain't afraid to grow. I'm a DDFP droplet. I'm a DDFP droplet. Yeah, when it passes the walls with micro channels, sometimes I get stuck. When I'm just the right size, I make sure I go through it, just trying to squeeze. What? This is how it roll. Come on, everybody, it's time to go. We headed to the tank, baby, don't be nervous. Tiny, small, or big, and I still get vaporized. Watch. Oh. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. I blow out. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. I blow out when I roll to the spot, yeah. This is what I see. I get hit, I get covered by that ultrasound beat. Okay. I get consumed really fast, and I ain't afraid to grow. I'm a DDFP droplet. I'm a DDFP droplet. Check it out. Check it out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah, yeah. Do the wiggle man. I do the wiggle man. Yeah. I'm a DDFP droplet. I'm a DDFP droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. I blow out. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. Hey, look at that droplet. I blow out. Yeah, I'm a DDFP droplet.